Good evening, or afternoon, or even morning, depending on where you may be in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Doing another one of these kind of after-stream chats with my good buddy Mark. Hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, from 5 minutes ago. And yeah, this week we did this last week, and we had G-Man call in, which was great because he had some interesting stories to tell us. But it's only you at the moment, Soraleya. But yeah, so we're encouraging you guys. We've got an issue. We couldn't find the UK phone number, so sorry if you're in the UK and you're planning to phone it in. But if you're in the US, you can see in the description, there's the phone number. Feel free to give us a call. We will try and indulge you, talking about any subject you may have. If you'd like to talk about scam baiting or anything or anything else at all that's interesting to you, and maybe maybe you've got a relationship problem and you would like our advice. Maybe you're having a midlife crisis and you want to know what kind of car to buy. So just call in, any reason at all. Everyone is absolutely welcome to. So we're waiting for the switchboard to light up and hopefully entertain and enjoy some of you, whoever fancies it. And a warm welcome to everyone coming into the chat at the moment. Soraleya, Candy, 87 Alth, CK, Babushka. Great to see you guys here. So don't hesitate to call, because we will run out of things to say and keep this going. 87, don't be nervous. Just call in. You know, we're nice people, I think, most of the time. Hey Danielle, hi Katie. Did I say hello to you, Karen? If I didn't, I apologise. Lovely to see you here, Karen. So yeah, sorry, Elena. It's ashamed to call. Oh, come on, guys. You know who's got the biggest bollocks in the chat. So someone could call in because we're relying on you for content here, basically. Otherwise, it's just going to be me.
Yeah, it's in the phone call now.
Oh, excellent.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, this is 87.
Hey, 87. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you all?
Very well, thank you.
Well, I just wanted to call and say hello. I'm a big fan of you two, so yeah.
Oh, well, that's very kind. How did you discover scam baiting? Are you still with us?
You were breaking up a bit there.
Can you hear me?
Yep, now we can.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I actually found you through Andrew's channel. In 2015, I somehow found myself into the To Catch a Predator stuff.
Yes, it's surprising actually how many people that come into this channel that know me through that stuff, which is at least it's a fucked up thing to be interested in, but at least it's quite clear I'm not alone.
Yeah, well, I was in like my first year of college when it premiered, and I didn't even watch it when it was on the air, but then I somehow found it a couple of years later, and then eventually I found Andrew. But you would like call into Andrew's channel every once in a while, and then I started listening to your stuff.
Ah, well, yes, that's good. Yeah, I remember when I first collaborated with Andrew because he was talking about predators, but he had this northern accent, and to me he sounded like quite a famous comedian in the UK called Peter Kay, and I was like, this is like listening to Peter Kay analyse predators. I need to get in touch with this guy.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love his analysis on everything. It's just, you guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you very much, 87. That's very kind of you. And whereabouts are you from? Because that's quite a thick accent you've got there.
I am from. Oh, really? I have an accent. See, I'm from Kentucky.
Ah, okay. Yes, I actually know a couple of people that live in Kentucky, but yours is definitely the most obvious Kentucky accent. I hope you take that as a compliment.
I I do. I see. I don't notice that I have an accent because it's me. But you know, when I'm talking to other people, sometimes I hear it. I'm just like, oh dear.
I think, but like everyone said, like I don't know if this is something with Americans more, because I notice when I speak to Americans, they go, "Oh, you've got an accent," and I go, "Yeah, so have you," and they go, "Well, no, I haven't." Like, yeah, everyone has an accent. There isn't just.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm talking to you all. This is so cool.
Oh, that's very kind of you, 87. So what got you into the Catch a Predator stuff then? Except, well, I guess you saw the show first time round and then just realised people were making weird videos on it on the internet.
Do what now?
What drew you to the Catch a Predator stuff and the weird kind of niche YouTube channels that make things about it on the internet?
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch it when it originally aired. I think one day in 2015, it might have showed up in my recommended or whatever. And I remember the show, and I just started watching it. And it's a serious subject. It really is. But, like, these fools, just the excuses they tried to come up with was ridiculous. And it was...
I think that's the thing, because as dark as the subject matter is, there is kind of a comedic justice in the thing, because those guys haven't got away with it. I mean, there's certain people that appeared on that show that I have a lot more venom for than others, like people who were repeat offenders. I mean, what they're trying to do is disgusting, but it was just so funny, like the way Chris Hansen would approach them. I mean, like the John Pierre, if I'm feeling in a bad mood, I have to go and watch the uncut John Pierre Weary footage, because it's just so, his excuses were just so out there that it's almost like a one-man theatre piece.
Story. He was a storyteller, that one.
Yes, he was. The way his stories just change and don't make any sense. And it's like 1 minute it's like, oh, well, I was looking for John Pedersen. Right, so you just walked into someone's house looking for John Pedersen. It's like, well, a Mexican on a bus told me to come here. Oh, of course, it's the Mexicans on the bus now, is it? And,
Right, and wasn't there like a note that told him to come in or something? Like, I can't remember.
Yeah, he told me he's going to leave a note, and I was just going to walk into his house at 11 at night, and he's drinking like from a milk from his bag. And it always reminds me of that scene in Anchorman where it's a hot day and Ron Burgundy walks out of the shop and drinks milk and goes, "Milk was a bad choice."
The show had me in tears sometimes because I was laughing so hard. And then I found Bass Sherman.
Ah, yes.
Bass Sherman.
Stuff. Yeah. And then through him, I found Andrew, then you. So it's such a, I don't like to tell people that I like that show because there's no way to properly explain yourself on why you like that show.
Yes. Although saying that, it must be kind of quite widely popular, because I don't know if you've watched Arrested Development, but in the last 2 seasons of Arrested Development, they've kind of parodied it. And I would say Arrested Development's quite mainstream. And South Park parodied it as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, the Petite Tourette episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cartman kept on swearing, he pretended to have Tourette's, and then he ended up on this To Catch a Predator thing.
Oh my gosh, did y'all like the Predator versus Hansen or Hansen versus Predator?
No, I wasn't as keen on that. It just didn't have the production value of To Catch a Predator, and Chris Hansen seemed to have lost his flow a bit.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I don't know, it wasn't as gritty as the first go around. I can't explain it. No. I don't know, but it's the social media that kind of plays in with it, with dating or anything now. But like the first go around, it was people were still using old school chat rooms and still using MapQuest to find people. It was just nostalgic in a weird way.
I just did a little MapQuest there. So that's from the guy. I'm just trying to reinsure you. That guy was amazing. Like, there's a prank call online. Guys in the chat, I don't know if all of you are familiar with the show To Catch a Predator, but some people have actually, they've taken soundboards and made them. And there's one called, like, I think, is it William something? Who calls Netflix, and it's brilliant because the soundboard they've got, he's just listing the videos he's got, and he's phoning this guy up at Netflix, and the guy is like at the end of his tether. Obviously, you guys, if you're aware of my first chat, Joey, so I've heard of that show, I think. Of course, Joey. But like, and on this prank call, obviously you guys are aware of prank call. I really enjoy prank calls and that sort of thing. So it kind of combines two of my favourite things. But the guy at Netflix, he's so amenable, and he's just like, yeah, but why are you? But you can hear like he's losing his cool all the way through trying to talk to this soundboard that's just repeating himself, and he's just like, but what can I help you with, sir? And he's like, I'm just trying to reinsure you. But what are you trying to reinsure me about? Well, I've got the longest yard, and he just starts listing all of his videos. He's like, I understand you got those videos, but what can I do about it? And the guy just gets more and more frustrated, not realising he's talking to a soundboard. It is William Rowell, thank you, Joey. But it is honestly one of the best soundboard prank calls I've ever seen. Like,
I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I apologise. I can't remember who made it, and I should because I've watched it so many times. I'm going to Google it now. Because I think it might be actually William Rowell Prank Calls Netflix 2. Okay, well, they seem to be uploaded by someone called NetBuckeye, but I'm not sure if that's who actually made the videos. They might be re-uploads, so I apologise for not remembering who made those originally, but they are amazing. Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, 87, and for giving us the opportunity to speak to you and learn a little bit about yourself as well. I think we've got a couple more people that would like to call in, so we'll say goodbye for now if that's all right, but I'll look forward to seeing you again in the chat very soon.
Oh, yes. You all have a good evening.
Thank you very much. You take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
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 So, guys, I think Babushka said they would like to phone in. Anyone else, get on the line now. We are taking your calls. If you'd like to call in and have a chat with Mark and myself. It is Katie. We couldn't find, I'm sorry, we couldn't find the British number. So, apologies for that. Joe, if you'd like to call in, I mean, whoever's got the fastest fingers will be the next one we will accept, so to speak. Number is in the description, Babushka. So yeah, whoever can use those dialing wands, which is.
Think of it. I may be able to bring in Babushka through Discord.
Oh, okay, well that's great if you'd like to bring in Babushka that way. Soraleya, I'm not really sure how the number works. I think it just works like a normal local rate number. Is that right, Mark? Or are you charging people premium rate numbers?
No, someone is also here.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Skeleton?
I'm doing well, thanks.
And who do we have on the line?
This is Carl Colson.
Oh, hey, Carl. Oh, thanks so much for calling in. It's the man that funds my Dr. Pepper habit.
Oh, yes, that's me.
How are you doing, Carl?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm very well, thank you. Enjoying this fine Friday evening and getting a chance to speak to some of you guys.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you, too.
So where are you from, Carl?
I'm from Georgia.
Ah, excellent. Well, that's all I really know about Georgia. Well, I know Atlanta had the Olympics once, and that The Walking Dead was set there.
Oh, yes, I'm not too far from, actually, where they filmed quite a few scenes.
Oh, wow. Yes, you're probably aware I'm a big Walking Dead fan, so it's part of the world that looks very nice in the scenes that aren't full of grotesque zombies.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I've seen Michonne and Sasha a few times.
Oh, what, just when they're filming scenes or just out and about in the town?
Well, one time where they were filming scenes, and another time where they're at their base camp and going back and forth to the places where they're filming at.
Ah, awesome. Yes, Michonne is one of my favourite characters in it as well. I've just got back into The Walking Dead. I won't give any spoilers, but I got a bit tired of it for a while. I think everyone did because it's just been there so long. But the last season, actually, last half of the last season was really good. I just got up with the finale yesterday or the day before, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, actually, I kind of got like burned out on it, so I missed the last 3 episodes of the season.
Well, the one before the finale is fantastic, so you've got that to look forward to. So what was...
We'll have to check it out.
How did you become interested in scam baiting or prank calling, Carl?
Actually, I just started watching a few videos, and that got me hooked on it.
Any present company excluded, of course. Any favourite betas?
Oh, well, like G-Man, Nikki, Joe, Luke Dog, and just about all of them.
Well, hopefully you will have a treat in the future soon. I think Luke. I'm going to be the next person in Luke Dog's interview series, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah, I told everybody that I did have a deep Southern accent, and now they got.
You do have it's a very nice Southern accent though, Carl. It's very pronounced.
Well, thank you. That's the first time I ever got complimented on my accent.
Yeah, but see, to me, it's like, I guess because I don't hear it that often, a true Southern accent. So to me, it actually sounds quite exotic, I suppose.
Yeah, I just like with English, Scottish, and Irish. It's kind of cool sounding to me too.
Well, thank you.
You know, just because we really don't hear it that much down here across the pond.
Yeah, I guess if you don't hear something very often, it often sounds quite foreign. Well, yeah, I suppose it is foreign to you. The same language spoken in almost different ways.
Exactly.
But
it's kind of weird hearing myself on the old YouTube.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, Carl. It's very kind of you. This is only the second one of these kind of having people call in streams we've done, so it's a bit different, but it's nice to actually get to speak to some people that you wouldn't normally. Like you mentioned G-Man, I don't know if you heard last week, I had a really good call with G-Man. He had some great stories to tell. So hopefully this will make this more of a regular thing, and then we get to hear lots of people's different stories, especially if someone has been a victim of scams or anything like that. Then do make sure to call in. It'd be really interesting to hear your stories. So what do you do for a living, Carl? If of course, if anything's too personal, feel free to tell me to mind my own business.
No, I work for the local government where I live at. I work for the city of Noonan.
Okay. Not for the IRS.
Oh no. Or the SSA.
Or the SSA, yeah. That seems to be more popular now. If you have anything else you'd like to ask us, Carl, then fire away, sir.
Well, I believe I took up enough of your time. I'm going to let you go so some other people can call.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for spending some time with us, Carl. We really appreciate it, and feel free to call in again in the future.
All right. Well, thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Take care, Carl.
See ya.
Okay. Say bye.
All right, bye. Okay, guys, so we are free for the next caller. Whenever someone would like to call in, then feel free to do so. We'll try and maintain things in the middle. We're relying on you guys to give us some things to talk about.
And just to let you know, I'm currently having a few issues with the Discord, but I'm working in the background to try and get people connected through that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so it looks like hopefully we will be able to get people connected through Discord. I probably won't be here much longer than the next kind of 25 minutes or so. So Carol's been lulling. Oh.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey.
Who's this?
Hey, it's Joey.
Oh, hey, Joey. How you doing?
Hello.
Good, good. How you guys doing?
I'm not too bad. Lovely of you to call in. Did you have anything specific you'd like to talk to us about this evening, Joey?
You know, I was in England once when I was a little kid. My father worked in London. He was over there for a long time. And we would go over there in the summer. And this was in the early 80s, and I was 7 or 8 years old. And they sent me and my sister with 20 pounds and said, go shopping, go have fun alone on the streets of London. And we went to some clothing shop, I guess, and they had football jerseys. And they had one football jersey that was much less expensive than everybody else. And it's light blue and white. And so I bought it, not knowing anything about Argentina or Falkland Islands or British pride. And put it on and started walking home, and I got surrounded by a gang of hoodlums who threatened to kill me. I didn't know why. And they finally realized it was just a stupid American kid, and they let me go.
Wait, so you bought an Argentina shirt in the UK?
Yeah, during the Falkland War.
Oh, this was actually during the Falklands War, because I think I was very, very little during Thatcher's Falklands War. But yeah, that probably wouldn't have been a good time to buy an Argentina shirt. I don't think in the UK it's something we take that seriously now, like the Falklands. But I guess at the time, yeah, that's. I apologise on behalf of British people that they did that to you. You're cutting in and out a little bit there, Joey. I think maybe you're a bit far away from the microphone.
Is that better? There you go.
That's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are we discussing then? Discussing predators or scammers?
Anything you would like to talk about? Well, you are the expert on predators, so we can talk about predators as well.
I just want to say something. We are now also on Discord, and I believe Babushka.
Okay, cool. Right. If Babushka just gives us a minute, because sorry, Joe, I missed what you just said there. Oh, you're breaking up very badly.
Yeah.
Apologies.
I'll try again later. All right, keep talking to you.
All right, sorry, Joey. I think we had a bit of a bad line there, so apologies for that. Hopefully I can catch up with Joey soon, because he is a very prominent figure in the TCAP community. He's got some great stuff on his channel. Go and check him out. So we have Babushka on Discord. Hopefully we're going to be able to hear Babushka.
You're okay. Can you hear Babushka, Adam?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. Hold on, let me see. Check my settings. I hear you, Babushka.
But I don't. Oh dear. I'm sorry, guys. Teething problems at the moment. Do bear with us. We do need tech support, Carol. You know, if one of those guys could actually do a job, well, I wouldn't give them $150, but you know, I'd give them $5. No, no one in the chat is able to hear Babushka.
No. Okay, Babushka, I'm gonna disconnect the Discord because Adam isn't able to.
Apologies, Babushka, if you can hear me. Sorry about that. We are not fully up to speed with our technical stuff. But I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your evening to spend some time with us here. The phone number, which is working, is there. So if anyone wants to phone in on that, don't hesitate. Probably only going to be here for another 20 minutes, I guess. Trish, Friday Fracas has been and gone. Or Friday Fracas. I never know how you're actually meant to pronounce that word. It will be live. I mentioned during the stream on my channel, on my scam baiting channel, that I'm having a bit of a tidy up of my main channel, so the streams are only going to stay up for maybe 24 hours. I know there are some of you, God knows why, but some of you who like to watch them in the entirety, even with the bits in between where it's kind of slow and not really happening. So if you do want to do that, just try and catch it either live or within the first 24 hours after it's happened. But after that, what I'm going to start doing is taking highlights from those videos and uploading the best bits so that for your viewing pleasure, I suppose. So anyone... well, I'd love to get Mr. Pricky on, but at the moment we've only got a US number people can call in on.
Mr. Pricky can connect through Skype.
Oh, yeah, we could. Well, is he available?
I don't know.
Well, if he wants to come on, Mr. Pricky is more than welcome at any time. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know if you guys are aware. Long time ago now, I did an interview on my scam baiting channel with Mr. Pricky, and it's really worth checking out because I think there's some very interesting things. If you're interested in the 419 stuff, obviously you can see Mr. Pricky live when he goes live and stuff. Here he is, just well, you know, if you're not that keen, Mr. Pricky, we're not going to force you, but it would be nice to hear from you. But you're more than welcome to give us a call on Skype. We can add you to the Skype call that Mark and I are currently on.
Just to let you know, Adam, we're currently on a call with someone.
Oh, sorry. Okay, are they on the phone number so we can hear them?
Yep, they're currently with us on the phone.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, it's Babushka. How are you?
Ah.
Oh, hi, Babushka.
Apologies for
How are
the
you?
Discord.
Adam and Mark, is it?
It is, yeah. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. I just had some questions, and I didn't know if you wanted to talk about scam baiting at this point, since the conversations were going all over the place. So.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's what I was hoping, like, to have some questions about scam baiting, something hopefully I can answer.
Okay.
Or...
I just started, so I'm a newbie, and first of all, I'm from the Midwest originally, and I went to, when I got married, I lived in upstate New York, for over a decade. So then we're back in south of Chicago. So we're on a little farm right now. So I had a tragedy in the family with, I lost both of my parents. I'm sorry about my voice.
No, don't apologize. You've got a lovely voice.
And I needed something to do. And something that would empower me, and it would be for the good of the community. And I happened to just come upon Scam Bait Central. And it really was poignant for me. And it happened to be the day or night or afternoon that Skeleton Siski was on. And I thought, who is that? Who is that young gentleman there? And it happened that his link was posted there, and I thought, ooh, I'm going to sub him, and it went from there, and that's how I became interested. And just from also finding Scammer Revolts. Is that who does mostly the Windows?
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
I think it's Scammer Revolts. I realized that when this first came to bear fruit, this scamming, that I was taken in and had no idea until just now. And this was about 9 years ago, 10 years ago. I had no idea because I came off the back of having a Dell computer with the dial-up, and all of that was outsourced to India. So all of the tech support, I became very, very used to listening to the Indian accent. And that was all I had. So when I came, when we moved here and I got my new laptop and I was all excited, and the phone I found was through my Kaninsky, or I forget, it was the name of it was a virus on the box. And that's how this pop-up came from my virus protection program. And it told me to call this number. It was actually on the box, if I'm not mistaken. And he talked me into $199.99. And I just thought he was very kind. He wasn't in my machine for long. There wasn't like there is today with the black screen or the threats or any of that, And now that all of this has come, now that I'm listening, I'm thinking, oh, Lord, that happened to me, So I think with that in mind and just listening to the stories of what's happening to the elderly and needing a purpose, I'm having some, I'm just doing all the talking. I'm so sorry.
No,
that's okay. Just having all the medical issues that I had, I went to part-time. So anyway, now I'm doing this. And what's happening is I think the character that I'm using is too posh or too prestigious that they're not calling me back after I talk to them for 30 minutes. Like I'm telling them I have a driver and that I have agoraphobia and so they're not, and that my children can't wait for me to die and they want and and I'm being very kind, but I will not let them yell at me or talk to me. I have them calling me Mrs., with the last name that I'm using. And they do talk to me, and they're interested in the money because I have lots of it, lots and lots and lots. And after like 20, 30 minutes or 40 minutes, they say they'll call me back. But after they find out I have lawyers upon lawyers and that I've been married like 4 or 5 times and that I have wealthy husbands, I don't think they want to touch me with a 10-foot pole.
No. But I think that's like someone that must have that kind of money. They're kind of worried about. It's like, oh, I don't know, maybe someone will come along, or that's kind of what sickens me about these scams. They want to prey on like people who just don't have the intelligence, maybe don't have much money, especially with the tech support, because they're not.
Yeah.
They're not looking for thousands like they are with the IRS scam. They're looking for a couple of $100 with the tech support scam.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this, I think, coming up to 4 years, and I'm still trying to play the perfect victim, and I still don't know what will reel them in every time.
Okay. Because he wanted to yell at me, and I was very, I didn't yell back, but I kept the assertive tone, and he seemed to respect that. I think he was interested in the money. The first person that does the call, the opener, and he was interested. But I think, I have an intercom in the house. So when I use that to get Peters, my driver, he really, he really, and of course I have a lot of dogs, and so that was, I think that also, and I use the New York accent because we lived in New York, so, I have, anyway, I just think, what do you think, Mark? Do I need to dumb down?
Well, I think, like, especially with the tech support scam, they want to go after the vulnerable people. So kind of like have to have a personality that is projected to be vulnerable, like a little old lady or
Right.
I'm curious to hear your New York accent though, Babushka. Would you give us a demonstration?
I'm not from New York. I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah, but you said you do it in a New York accent.
No, I didn't. I did
Oh.
not. I just
I misunderstood.
I do have a foreign accent that I can do, my mother's, which is a little Croatian, a little Italian, which I can go that route, which is, I can talk like this, and I can do, I can say, I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know, I have to talk to my husband. How much money? What are you talking about? I can go that route, and we can have that kind of conversation, and we can go that way. And I can swear, and he won't know what I'm talking about. I could say I'm calling him my friend, in that way, because I usually don't swear, but I do have a tendency to be assertive, so that way, that's my way of swearing, Yeah. I would probably say he has dirty feet and a dirty left hand, and that'd probably be as far as I would go, and tell him that in his next life he'll be a worm, or a fly or something like that.
Yeah. Well, everyone has different styles. I think sometimes even I feel I go a bit far when I say some things to them. I'm like, maybe I don't need to be this mean to him, but then sometimes it is fun.
I frighten them.
Yeah.
Because when I kept saying, call me, I'll use the name Brown, for example, but it was a lengthy last name, and I really wanted them to say it correctly, and like I said, Mrs. Brown, and he said, yes, I'm sorry, Mrs. Brown,
Yeah.
I think when they hung up, they were like, I'm not calling her, forget. But I did have him for like I said, 20, almost 30 minutes, and that's a kind of yay.
Yeah.
That was a kind of yay moment. All right, well, I won't keep you for long. That was
well, before you go, Babushka, can I just ask, are you a big Kate Bush fan? Is that where your username comes from?
No, the Babushka name comes from, like I said, my parents are both from Croatia. From my dad's Slovenian, my mother's Croatian. So my mother, from the Slavic, uses babushka for a headscarf that ties under the neck.
Okay.
But in Russia, it means grandmother.
Ah.
As headscarf. But I did, when I was looking for an icon, I did see that there was a singer or an artist. And when I saw the video, I thought, "Oh, Lord, have mercy!"
Yeah.
I thought that is just not my style. No.
Okay.
Thank you so much, and I really love both of you guys. I'm a big fan.
Oh, thank you so much, Babushka, and good luck in your scam baiting adventures. And thanks for spending some time with us this evening.
Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay. That was Babushka, guys. Thank you very much to her. And we've probably got time for one more call before I wrap things up for the evening. So whoever would like to be our last caller of the night, don't hesitate to dial that number. And
I did notice during that call we did get a missed call from Mr. Pricky.
Well, if Mr. Pricky is still here, that would be a lovely final call.
I'm not sure if I can add... Oh, no, we are
getting... Oh, there we go.
Hello, you are on the air.
Hello, how are you all?
Very well.
Oh, that's great. I just want to tell you, in college, I had an Indian roommate, and he was a great guy, but I tell you, they have some different ways compared to what we're used to. I'm sure you know.
Yeah. Who are we talking to?
This is Edwin. I'm in the United States, of course.
Hi, Edwin.
In the kitchen, he would only allow cooked food to be on one specific part of the counter, and you couldn't step on the Indian symbol that was right on the floor inside the front door. So you open the door and you had to step over the symbol on the floor. And one time he was meditating so deeply that he left his tea boiling on the stove, the hot water on the stove. And I was upstairs, and all of a sudden I see this black smoke coming out of the air vent. And I ran downstairs, and he's literally in a trance or something, and almost burned the doggone apartment building down.
Oh, wow. That's yeah. But overall, did you enjoy your experience living with an Indian roommate?
Yeah, I did. He was a great guy, and we got along great. He wasn't just a roommate; he was actually a friend of mine, and that's just the first two stories that came to the top of my head. We love listening to your all's calls, and we absolutely love the names that you come up for yourselves.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. I mean, you get 10 gold stars for that. I mean, that's just hilarious. How do you come up with these names? Do you sit and think about them before you get on the air, or do you just come up with them off the top of your head?
Do you know, like, for me, it was like The Simpsons listening. I've used the name Amanda Hug and Kiss, although they've hung up straight on me before, but I got that from The Simpsons, and then I'm really into kind of innuendo comedy, and so then there was obvious ones like Jack Off and things like that, but then for me it's like a game to see how far you can do it, and it wasn't my creation. Someone gave it to me in the chat, and I can't remember the name, but the one I love using at the moment is Jack Dadov, and just to see whether they get it, and they never do, and now it's like a game to see what's the dirtiest possible username I could use. My first ever video, and I actually used it in the stream earlier tonight, but my first ever video, and again, it wasn't, someone else had used the name as a character I'd seen before, but I was like, that's a clever name, but it's also kind of offensive. But the first ever video I made was called, like, Ray Pennybody Trolls Phone Scammers, or something like that. And I was like, that name's hilarious. Of course, some people take that thing. I mean, of course, that should be taken seriously, but some people don't see the funny side to that name. And I just thought that name is kind of obscure, because unless you think about it and say it out loud, you're like, okay, it sounds like a normal name.
Yeah. And I tell you what, your British accent adds to it. We just absolutely crack up, and it makes our very stressful days go by easier at night when we're trying to unwind.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. So what do you do that's very stressful? If I'm allowed to ask. If it's too personal, feel free to tell me to mind my own business.
I'm a teacher.
Ah, okay. What age do you teach?
High school.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I do not envy you.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
It's quite a job.
Like, what'd you say?
It's definitely quite a job, teaching nowadays.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what it's like in England, but United States, it's just, you can't describe it. It's like a free-for-all. It's just like, I don't know. No. If you keep the kids from killing each other and the teacher, then you've had a successful day.
Wow. Yeah, I dread to think how difficult your job is. I tried to teach, like, and it was extracurricular, like in an academy for, I think, I did it for about 6 months, teaching 12, 13-year-olds English in Spain. And they were just assholes. I was like, why am I doing this? Like, people go, oh, teaching, it's so rewarding, you'll feel great. And I'm like, these kids are just actual assholes to me. And because my Spanish at the time, it was like my first job I had when I came out here, wasn't great. And they just took the piss out of me. And I knew they were, but I couldn't understand everything they were saying. I felt helpless. I was like, this is a horrible job. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, I hear you. Let me ask you a question. These scammers, they speak English. I mean, their English is choppy. It's not perfect, but they're more or less fluent, right? I mean, how can they not pick up on these names that you say?
I think it may be something to do with culture differences.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think the thing is, we do have some kind of weird names for actual people. Now, the odd thing about the Indian scammers is they tend to quite often be more familiar with British slang than American slang. So, like,
right.
there is someone in the world called Thomas Wanker. But I think if I phoned them and I was that blatant and said my name is Thomas Wanker, they'll just hang up. But I think something like Jack Me Off or Jack Dad Off, it's lost on them because you're just like, well, I'm of Polish descent. If they question it, that's my go-to. If it's a name that ends in like OV or something, I'll just say like I'm of Polish descent, and they just seem to accept that. I think we do have kind of like weird names in the US and the UK as well, so it's not that far-fetched.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys taking a call and keep us laughing. You're doing a great job keeping us laughing.
Well, thanks so much for calling in, Edwin, and sharing your stories with us and spending some time with us. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, very
All right, it's been a pleasure on my end. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Well, we've hit 1:30 now. I don't know if you've heard from Mr. P, Mark, because I'll make an exception if he's around, but if not, I'm probably going to shut things down for the evening. I think that was a very nice call to end on. So a nice story from Edwin and an interesting chat about scam baiting and scam baiting names there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Remember to smash that like button if you've had a good time. Sorry it's not been the longest stream, but I've had a mini can of Pringles and a Twix winking at me for the last 2 hours, and I think it's time for me to go and have some munchies and chillax. I sound like such an old person trying to sound young. Yeah. Chillax.
You do sound like the old man in Perth.
Oh, totes hugs, guys. Anyway, I'm sure, Brian, that we will get Mr. Pricky on in the future. It might not be this evening. He said he was busy editing, so he's probably quite busy doing that. And we don't want to encroach on his time and delay a new video from Mr. Pricky that I'm sure we should all be very excited about. So thank you guys in the chat for joining us. Again, thank you, Mark, for helping me with all the technical stuff, and this evening for helping co-host this call-in show. Hopefully we will do it again soon, because it's quite interesting to speak to a few different people, and those of you that called in, a huge thanks to you, because you helped make it flow and hopefully made an interesting, well, I think you made an interesting show for everyone, and I'm pretty sure that's the general consensus. So thanks so much everyone who called in. Thanks those of you in the chat who came and spent some time with us and dedicated some of your time to be with us. It's been really fun and an absolute pleasure, and we will see you all again very soon.
Cheerio.
Bye.